So hello again, it's Jimmy here at O'Reilly's Mobile Mechanics. We have a Volvo XC90 here. So let's start it up, see what we're looking at. Engine service required. Got an amber triangle there in the middle and the engine management light. And let's go through the messages here and see what else we've got listed down there. Park assist service, time for a regular service, fill the washer fluid. That's it, we're all done on that. So they said they had a diesel particle warning come up and to continue driving the vehicle. They did continue driving it, but then the engine management light came on and it's now in limp mode. So let's see what's going on. We've got a diagnostic system connected up. We're going to get it connected and read what the faults are. Okay, we have 5 faults. Swirl actuator control, glow relay control, pressure sensor in the particle trap is too high, particle trap is blocked, mass airflow signal too high. So yeah, this one is a bit of a problem here, so we'll go underneath and see if we can figure out what this one is. So we're looking at the 2.4 D5 engine here. Let's take off this plastic cover. Okay, so we found the issue here for this swirl flap one anyway. This little rod here, just dangling, and it should be connected over here. So let's see, is that stick? Is it stuck? No, it's not stuck. It's moving. Okay, so what I can do with these is temporarily. What I usually do is it goes on in that position, but the insides there, they get worn, so when you put it on, just get it down there. When you put it on, it just slips on and off too easy, so it's worn. So it's got 2 little tabs on this side, so I'll flip it around, get it to connect in, and that'll do temporarily till we get a replacement one of these. Now I've clicked that in, and you can see there, no matter how much I pull out with my fingers, it's not going to come off. You'd have to get a screwdriver in there to wedge that out now. And what I'm going to do is put a cleaner through the intake system in a minute, a bottle of that Revive stuff to, soften up the inlet valves. This is a little bit stiff, and that's what happens is it's constantly pushing stiff flaps, and it wears it a little bit quicker. So if we can loosen those up, it's going to put less strain and less wear on this little arm here. So now I'm just going to pull out the plug from the glow plugs. See if we've got power down here. If we've got power here, we're going to need to change the glow plugs. If we haven't got power here, we're going to look at changing the glow plug relay. And then it's always a good idea when you change the glow plug relay to change the glow plugs anyway, but the main concern would be at the minute is to see if we've got power there, and if we have, get power there, get the power restored and go from there. So I've got my multimeter probe inserted there into the live of the glow plugs, and I have the other end on the live of the vehicle. Now I'm going to start it up. If it's got continuity, this is going to beep. So we've got no power at the glow plug harness there, so I can show you what it should do if there is power, if we connect it to something that has got power. You should get that beep. Okay, so just down here, that little one there where it says Volvo, we have the glow plug relay. So like I said, the glow plug relay is down here. The glow plugs are along the front here. The customer said he's quite capable of doing that on his own, so he's going to do that one. We're going to clean the DPF now and do a Revive intake clean through the intake manifold, and that should be all of it. After that's done, it's always recommended to do an oil change. Again, the customer here said he's going to do all the rest of the work himself, just wants me to do the DPF. So 5 litres of this Wins Dpf Cleaner into our pressurized bottle. So just under the vehicle here, got a 7mm on the Dpf pressure hose here, and we're going to run this back. It connects onto the front of the Dpf there, and you got the other one that runs up around the back there. So we're going to come back to the front, and we'll get this open. So these little handheld tool here, it's actually a trim tool for removing those plastic clips, but I use this for all sorts of different stuff, even doing brakes or pushing a piston back in, and you can use it on these Dpfs as well. So it works really well like this, slipping over the hoses and pulling them off without breaking them. So I've now got that connected up. So I'm now going to raise up the pressure here on this. So that's now pumping in there. So we're back in the vehicle here, and we're going to erase the codes. Erased successfully. And we've still got the particle filter trap fault there, so let's go back now, go to live data. So we have live data here for the vehicle now, ready. We're going to start it up. Oh, we've got a flat battery, so we're going to need to put the boost pack on this vehicle. Okay, the vehicle is now started, and looks like we haven't got any info there on the Dpf pressure sensor. So yeah, probably should have just done that at the start, really checking this, but either way, we're checking it now, so we're going to go back under and have a look, see what's going on with this. So the Dpf there is pushing out that fluid at the minute. So the Dpf pressure sensor is just under there. Can't really see it. I think I might just remove this. It don't look like you have to, but I'm going to remove it so we can see a couple of bolts here and on the other side, and then one bolt there in the middle. Okay, we've got that support bracket off there. Now we're down to the Dpf pressure sensor there. Got one little bolt on each side, so 2 bolts, T20 Torx. So again, I've used this little tool here to push the tubes off of the sensor here. So I can already see by looking at this sensor that there's a lot of soot inside it. So the sensor's probably blocked, or the tube is blocked, or the sensor's not working, but we're going to test all of those.
That's actually don't just work out here.
So we have 0 reading on the pressure sensor. We've got to connect it to Metivac, building up the pressure. There's no reading coming from it. Testing the plug, we have voltage, so the plug voltage is working. So we've just filled that into this bottle. And this was the message that he was getting there, soot filter full. So what I'm going to do is go in and do an Obd scan now as well, just to see what different. Sometimes the Obd scan will give you a different description of what the faults are. I did clear some of the faults already though, didn't I? Yeah. So we might not get a lot of information here. So here we got the particle filter P2455, P242F and P2455. Okay, so we're going to go away and get a pressure sensor for that, and then we'll be back and finish the rest of the video. Okay, so we've went away and we are now back with a pressure sensor to fit. So we have unfortunately had to put all of this back together temporarily, as he did want to use the car. So now we'll get all of this back off, get back down to the sensor, and we'll start off from where we left. And we also have here a new arm for the Swirl flap actuator, so we're going to get that fitted on. So that's the new arm there, just clipped into place. That's just basically click into place. Now we have the new Dpf pressure sensor there, differential pressure sensor hooked up. Now we've already tested the old one, as you've seen. We're going to test a new one, and we'll have a look at the live data there. Diesel particle pressure sensor, and we're increasing the pressure on here, and you can see there she's rising as we increase the pressure. So now that is working. We'll release the pressure. We're on live data here now. Accelerated up full. 21, 26 HPA, that's the same as millibars, so 26 millibars. That's the pressure sensor now connected back to the vehicle. So now we're just running adaptions there of the pressure sensor. That'll just make sure it's connected properly to the car and it's reading right. Okay, so basically that's it. We're all finished here, and we'll see you on the next video.